Remember I said earlier what you sell and what I think you sell are two different things? Raise your hands if you're in leadership, management. Good, almost the whole room. You are not, and we are not as great as we think we are. We don't do what we think we do. We don't sell what we think we sell. We do not please our customers the way we think we're pleasing our customers. This is known as perceptual reality. There's a little space in our brain. It's three-dimensional. It's known as the imagination. Height times width times depth. While in this, which by the way, the majority of you are spending the majority of this seminar there, and I don't mind because that's what humans do. We drift in and out of reality. We go back and forth. We try to stay focused, but a lot of times we spend so much time stuck in this little imagination world. And you know what we do while we're there? Anything we want. And we can be whoever we want to be with whomever we want to be with. We can do whatever we want. The problem with this is it's very dangerous. While we're there, we're actually creating a perception of ourselves that isn't real. It isn't real. We create a perception about ourselves that we think everybody understands. It's not real. We create a perception about our service. It's not real. I'll give you an example. I was at a Hilton a few months ago in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. I had a morning event. I went and ate breakfast in the restaurant. And they had a convention center attached to the hotel. Now, I sat down at a little table for two. There's a cup here and there's a cup right in front of me. Big white ceramic coffee mugs. I went to pick up the cup in front of me and it was filthy. Absolutely filthy. So I put it like this and I took the other one and it was clean. The waitress comes over and she said, "Would you like a cup of coffee?" I said, "Yes, please." She pours my coffee. I said, "Now you might want to take that cup right there and run it through the dishwasher. It's awfully filthy." And I handed it to her. This is what the waitress did. She took it, she goes, "That's not dirty, it's stained." And she puts it back down. She said, listen to what she said. She said, "Everybody thinks they're dirty, but they're not, they're stained." I said, "What?" She goes, "Well, if you know how much coffee we pour and then we have to run them through the dishwashers, it bakes on and we can't get rid of it." And then she walked away. I got home and I called Hilton's customer care headquarters. And I said, "Look, I'm not complaining about your hotel. I had a wonderful stay. I don't want any credit. I don't want anything. I want you to hear a story." And I told her this story. She went, "Oh my." I said, "Now let me ask you a question. How expensive is it to replace one of those mugs?" She goes, "About $1." I said, "How expensive would it be if I was a meeting planner and I'm scoping out your property and I decide that I'm not going to be putting 300-400 people through your property because you serve your food on dirty kitchenware?" She said, "That would be very costly." I said, "By the way, are you on a computer?" She said, "Yes, I am." I said, "Go to my website." And she went to my website. I said, "I'm an international speaker and I have a blog." I said, "I blogged this story." And she goes, "Oh my." And I said, "Don't worry, I didn't use your name." She said, "Oh, thank you." I said, "No, I'm not trying to hurt you." I said, "I want you to understand something. I blogged this story and all I said was a large chain hotel." I said, how expensive would it be if I used your name?" She said, "That would be very costly." I said, "I have one final question, I'll let you go. According to, technically speaking, this lady's description, this coffee mug was clean." I said, "I thought it was dirty. Is it clean or is it dirty?" She said, "It's dirty." I said, "You better believe it." I said, "Get rid of all the dirty mugs, please, right away, or you're going to lose a lot of business." Here's what we do as leaders. We suffer from the Lake Wobegon effect. Anybody ever listen to Garrison Keillor? Prairie Home Companion radio show where the women are strong, the men are good looking, and all the children are above average. A group of social scientists created this Lake Wobegon effect, kind of a summary after doing national research. And here's what they said. They said that according to research, people think they're better than they actually are. And because of the fact that in Lake Wobegon everything's perfect, they named it the Lake Wobegon effect. We think we're better than we are. Here's another thing they came up with. They concluded, after a whole bunch of other research, that we think our service is a whole lot better than it actually is. I'm going to show you a study. This is only part of it. 90% of business managers in this study rated their performance above average. I don't have it up here, but in another study, 95% of all college professors say that they are above average educators. Yeah. Have any of you had one of those 5% that weren't part of that group going to college? I did. 86% of workers in another study asserted they were above average. Only 1% rated themselves below average. Understand something. During another study, this is a whole unrelated study. The study said that service in America is at an all-time low. Service in America stinks. It stinks. You know what? I'm on a mission. I swear to God. I'm on a mission. You know what that mission is? To get people to start treating people like people. God, you go out, thank you. You go out, and I don't care where you go. Get yourself dressed, grab a cup of coffee, and go somewhere. And I don't care where you go, you will experience it. People don't care. And you know what? A month ago in the New York Times, an article read that, the headline said that consumers are recalibrating their expectations. Is that sad? We know how bad it is to the extent where we're recalibrating our expectations. Do you know what this means in basically what they're saying? That before we go out in the morning, we're putting a protective cup on because we know we're going to get kicked in the groin no matter where we go. It's a fact. It's a fact. 86% of workers in another study said that they were above average. Only 1% said they're below. 60% of over 800,000 high school seniors surveyed by the College Entrance Board rated their ability to get along with others in the top 10%. 25% of these students said they were in the top 1%. None of them said they were below average. We're all that when we're that age, aren't we? But guess what? When we get older, we get all thatter. You think the only thing growing on us is our hips, guts, ears, and no. Our egos, man, they never slow down. Our egos just keep getting filled and pumped to the extent where we think we're something we're not. Now I want to show you something. Here's another study from Bain & Company. A survey of nearly 400 companies found nearly all of their executives like to pat themselves on the back for their organization's treatment of customers. All right? 96% said they were focused on the customer. 96% of all these companies we hate to deal with said that they're focused on the customer. How about this? 80% of these executives believe that they delivered a superior experience to their customers. 80% believe that they're delivering a superior experience. Now here we go. They took the study and they turned it around and they asked the customers of these companies. And here's what they said. A study of the customers were asked, they gave 8% of those companies a superior rating. 80% of the executives said we're delivering a superior service. 8% of their customers said you're delivering a superior service. Now, I want to ask you a question. Who's right? You better believe it. Perceptual reality. Perceptual reality.